Have you ever found yourself in a debate inside your own head, with 5 different versions of you arguing about what to have for breakfast? If so, you might be an INTP, and you're about to have a major realization. For the INTP personality type, the mind is a wonderful, chaotic playground. But there comes a moment, a specific, undeniable moment, when every INTP realizes that this playground might have a few too many swings and not enough exits. We're going to dive deep into that exact moment, what leads to it, and what happens after you realize you're stuck in your own head. Let's start with a typical Tuesday for an INTP. We'll call him Alex. Alex wakes up. The first thought isn't, I need coffee or what's the weather like. No, his first thought is, if the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour, why don't I feel it when I jump? This question then spirals. He starts thinking about physics, relativity, the fabric of spacetime, and whether his cat understands the concept of inertia. Bite-time ES mentally debated Einstein's theories with a hypothetical version of Isaac Newton. He realizes he's been staring at his ceiling for 20 minutes. This is the INTP's natural state, a constant whirlwind of thoughts, questions, and abstract connections. The INTP brain is powered by a process called introverted thinking, or T for short. Think of it as a superpowered internal logic engine. It's constantly building and refining a mental model of how the world works. It takes in information through its partner, extroverted intuition, or NEAT, which is all about spotting patterns, possibilities, and connections in the outside world. So, Alex sees a cat, and his niece says, "Hey, that cat jumping reminds me of physics." Then his T kicks in and says, "Okay, let's break down the physics of a jumping cat on a spinning planet." For the next hour, this combination is a gift. It's what makes INTPs brilliant problem solvers, innovators, and deep thinkers. They can see a problem from a dozen different angles and come up with a solution that no one else could ever imagine. They're the architects of complex systems, the philosophers questioning reality, and the scientists pushing the boundaries of knowledge. The world needs INTPs to question everything. But here's where the problem starts. This amazing mental engine doesn't have an off switch. It runs 24/7. While it's great for solving complex problems, it's not so great when you just need to decide which brand of toothpaste to buy. The INTP in the grocery store isn't just picking toothpaste. They're analyzing the chemical composition of each brand, cross-referencing user reviews they read 3 years ago, considering the ethical implications of the parent company's business practices, and trying to calculate the long-term cost-effectiveness of a slightly larger tube. What should be a 2-minute decision becomes a 15-minute internal monologue. This is what's known as analysis paralysis. The INTP gets so lost in the process of analyzing and weighing every single possibility that they become frozen, unable to make a simple choice. It's like having a supercomputer to do basic math. It's overkill, and it often just complicates things. This isn't just about small decisions. Either it leaks into every corner of an INTP's life. Friend asks, "Want to hang out Friday?" The INTP's brain fires up. Well, Friday is 2 days away. What if I'm not in the mood then? What if a better opportunity comes up? What if I'm tired from the week? But what if I say no, and they think I don't like them? What if I say yes, and then have to cancel? That would be logically inconsistent and socially awkward. While they're running these simulations, the friend is just waiting for a simple yes or no. This constant overthinking creates a huge gap between the INTP's inner world and the outer reality. Inside, they're exploring universes. Outside, they're just standing silently in the cereal aisle, looking confused. Now, let's get to the key moment, the big one, the realization. It's not usually a gentle dawning, it's a crash. It's the moment when the consequences of overthinking become too big to ignore. For our friend Alex, this moment came during a major work project. He was tasked with designing a new workflow for his team. This was a perfect INTP project, a complex system to build from the ground up. He dove in headfirst. He spent weeks researching every possible workflow model. He created flowcharts, diagrams, and theoretical models. His mind was on fire, connecting ideas, optimizing every tiny step. He built a system that was, in his mind, flawless. It was theoretically perfect, elegant, and efficient. He accounted for every possible contingency. He was proud he had built the Sistine Chapel of workflows. The day of the presentation arrived. He walked his team through his masterpiece. He explained the intricate logic, the beautiful symmetry of the system. He finished, expecting applause, maybe even a standing ovation. Instead, he was met with blank stares. One brave soul, a colleague named Sarah, raised her hand. "Alex," she said, "this is a lot. I don't understand half of these steps. Can't we just use a shared spreadsheet like we used to?" Another colleague added, "Yeah, this seems way too complicated. It would take us longer to learn your system than to just do the work." And that was it. That was the moment. The crash. The realization, all his weeks of deep thought, all the complex architecture he had built in his mind. It was illness. He hadn't designed a system for his team. He had designed a system for himself. He had been so lost in the abstract beauty of his own ideas that he completely forgot the most important factor: the real people who had to use it. He saw, in that instant, a mountain of wasted time and mental energy. He had thought too much. He had built a perfect castle in the sky with no foundation on the ground. This is the moment every INTP faces. In one form or another, it's the breakup that happens because they spent months analyzing the relationship as flaws instead of just enjoying the person. It's the job opportunity they miss because they could undecide if it was the perfect career path. It's the moment they realize their endless quest for the perfect logical answer has left them isolated and disconnected from the simple, messy, illogical reality of the world and the people in it. So, what happens after this crash, after the INTP realizes their greatest strength is also their biggest roadblock? The first stage is often frustration. There's a feeling of being misunderstood. Why can't they see the genius of my system? But this is quickly followed by a period of introspection. The INTP turns their powerful analytical mind on themselves. They start to analyze their own thought processes. Why do I do this? What's the root cause of my analysis paralysis? This is where growth happens. The INTP realizes that the goal isn't to stop thinking. That's impossible, and it would mean giving up their superpower. The goal is to learn how to manage it, to build a bridge between their inner world of ideas and the outer world of action. They start to develop practical strategies. They learn to set deadlines for decisions. I will give myself 5 minutes to choose a toothpaste, and then I will move on. They learn to accept good enough instead of always chasing perfect. Realize that a functioning, implemented plan is better than a perfect plan that never leaves their head. They start to value action over pure thought. They might even try what's called the 5-second rule. When they have an impulse to do something, they count down from 5 and just do it, before their brain has a chance to start its endless debate. Most importantly, they learn to bring others into their process earlier. Instead of building the entire system in secret and then presenting it, the wiser INTP learns to share a rough draft. They ask for feedback. They say, "Hey Sarah, I have a rough idea for a new workflow. Can I run it by you?" This connects them to reality. It grounds their abstract ideas in practical needs. It forces them to consider the human element they so often forget. They learn that collaboration isn't a weakness. It's a way to make their ideas stronger and more effective. This journey transforms the INTP from a pure theorist into a practical innovator. They don't lose their ability to think deeply. They just add the ability to act decisively. They become a powerful force for change, not just dreaming up better worlds, but actually building them. In the end, the moment an INTP realizes they think too much is not a moment of failure. It's a moment of awakening. It's the painful but necessary catalyst that pushes them to evolve. They learn that, while their mind is a beautiful and infinite place to explore, the real magic happens when they bring their incredible ideas out of their head and share them with the world. They learn to balance the complex world of theory with the simple world of action, and in doing so, they unlock their true potential. If you're related to this journey, you'll definitely want to see the video popping up on your screen now.